Okay, you're good?
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
So we're going to load a file first. And play on trainee because that's the fastest way to play the game. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Descent. It is a 6 degrees of freedom shooter. It's obviously a lot like Doom. You collect keys, starting with blue, yellow, and red, but the first few levels only have 1 or 2 of the keys. Obviously, I don't fly straight. That's because that's the fastest way to move in this game. We do what's called tricording. You have, since it's a 6 degrees of freedom game, you have acceleration and like forward and backward, left and right, and then up and down. And if you combine those, you can move faster while, like, obviously not looking straight. It's just how vectors work. You end up moving, I think, like 1.6 times faster. So grabbing the blue key here. First thing, you have like lasers, and you'll get more weapons throughout the game. They rely on energy. That is your main source for most of your primary weapons. But as you can see on the bottom, I also have secondary weapons. They are homing missiles. I'm currently firing them at the wall to damage me, to do a death warp right here. So when you pick up keys, you retain those. You keep the keys throughout the entire game, no matter how many times, or throughout the entire level, no matter how many times you die. But you'll lose all your other items. You'll respawn with 100 shields, 100 energy, and 7 concussion missiles. So there are a lot of times where keys are like really far out of the way. You end up getting the key, killing yourself, so you go back to where you started the level, then go about your way. And between levels, you get sort of like a mission conclusion, then a mission debriefing for the next mission. And we just mash escape to get through those real fast. You shoot doors to open them. You can also fire flares at them. But for now, like, lasers are just fine. We'll use flares a lot more later. That right there is the first instance of what we call door checks. You open a door, go and do whatever you need to do in that room, and then fly out while the door is still open, obviously to save time, because you don't have to look at the door to shoot it again and open it again. And you don't have to wait for it to open since it's already open. There are a few of them in the game. I'll try to point them out as I go through them. Some of them are a lot easier than others. Some of them are not so easy. There's one that I've only gotten, I believe, like twice. So I'm going to be pretty excited if I can get that one. Another thing in the game, you can pretty much bully your enemies. Collision is based upon the number of polygons that connect. So I just push that guy out of the way because I hit him with like enough of my body to give him enough of a forceful push to push him out of the way, grab the red key. Another thing that I did there, I killed that Gray Hulk to grab an extra life. He's set to always drop an extra life. Based upon the death warps that I take, I'm going to need a certain amount of extra lives. You also get extra lives based on score every 50,000. Another thing I should have mentioned a long time ago, every level except for 7 and 27, there are 27 levels in the game, end on a reactor. When you kill the reactor, you have to get to the exit. You have 50 seconds to get to the exit, otherwise the mine that you're in blows up and you lose all your weapons and you are taken to the next level. So the story of this game is you're in the solar system and you're flying around various planets and moons of planets that are all like mining colonies and stuff. And all these robots here were infected with an alien virus and they've gone rogue. So you've been dispatched to get rid of them and blow up all these mines that they're in. First instance of cloaked enemies. Well, that was the second instance, actually. I didn't mention the first one. They're not too bad, just kind of annoying. We have lifters here. They're melee enemies. They like to get in the way, just mess with you a whole lot. Picked up homing missiles and bombs there. Going to be using homing missiles a lot. Bombs not so much. There's only like a couple instances where bombs are useful. One right here. Lay them in that doorway to try to keep the lifters from getting in your way as you come back through. They're also explosive and they do damage to both you and enemies. I believe all of the weapons that you have are also mirrored by weapons that enemies have. So we will be seeing mine layers later, which are very annoying, very painful enemies. They do like unreasonable amounts of damage for trainee difficulty. The only perks of playing on higher difficulties is you get a level complete bonus, so it allows you to get more points and then therefore do more death warps. There's a lot of, picking up Vulcan right there, that's basically just used for opening doors because it's like a hit scan weapon. There's a lot of debate on like what death warps are worth it, and there's also a debate on what death warps are legal. If you die after a reactor, like I said, you lose all your stuff. We call them reactor death warps. And it's not really like in the spirit of the game. Some people think to use those reactor death warps in order to skip the exit sequence. But general consensus is they're in and you're allowed to do them. So we do them. There are some that are kind of spooky because you obviously end the level with nothing. You start the next level with nothing. So it's tough sometimes. I should have switched my missiles there. So sorry for motion sickness. There's a lot of twisting and rolling, going upside down and backwards in this game. This level is the first instance of light drillers, which have the Vulcan cannon, which is item I mentioned earlier. It works as like a hit scan weapon, if you know what that means. Basically, you shoot it and it hits whatever target immediately. Like that hits the door like right away. Basically, just useful for opening doors because the only thing that's really like less powerful than it is your level 1 lasers. So there is one instance actually where I will switch to it intentionally because you don't have anything else better. But for the most part, spread, the weapon that I'm using right now, is pretty strong, and it opens doors just about as fast as you need them to be opened. Very, very few occurrences where it's worth it to switch to Vulcan while using spread just in order to open the door a little bit sooner. There are 4 extra lives that I'll get throughout this route, most of them just for safety. That right there is the first time I pick up a cloaking device. So just like the other enemies, you can cloak too. How it works is the enemies can't see you, but they can still see your shots, so they know where you are when you're firing. They know where you fired last, but homing missiles like those guys from the Red Hulks right there won't lock onto you. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll get it later. So we're going to do another death warp this time after the blue key, just because, again, it's really far out of the way. It's not worth it to fly all the way back. After the yellow key, I'm sorry, get the blue key here. And then in this room, right there on the other side of the grate, there's an extra life in there. We'll go get that in a sec. This is a spider. They're very annoying. We avoid them as much as we can. When you kill them, they can spawn between 0 and 5 spiderlings, which are just like them, but smaller. Very annoying. Lava is a good death warp mechanic. Anytime you shoot it, it literally does splash damage. The lava splashes up onto you or any enemies. So if you have a rapidly firing weapon, you can kill yourself pretty quickly, intentionally or accidentally. So you just got to be careful about lava most of the time. Grabbing some more homings there. Extra life up here. That's another door check. I've recently just routed that extra life back in, so I haven't had a whole lot of practice with that one yet. Coming up on what we call quad lasers. It's just like your regular lasers, but you get 4 of them, as the name suggests. They actually have like kind of a lot of force behind them, so there's another way that you can sort of bully enemies, push them out of the way. This is the first mini-boss of the game on level 7. Due to a manipulation glitch that we have found, he just sits there. I can explain more of that later, but he's normally like teleporting around, cloaking and uncloaking, so your homing missiles won't hit him. I'm very lucky there because I forgot to quick save, and you can actually soft lock on that guy.
The whole manipulation with that boss is kind of similar to what happens in Banjo-Kazooie if you're familiar with the speed run of that game. So if that sort of helps clear up a little bit without a much more thorough explanation, is he goes into another save file and manipulates some things in the level, and then it just kind of saves through all the games to where that boss will just stand there. So it's, but yeah, just kind of akin to FFM from Banjo-Kazooie.
Getting stuck on the lifters there a little bit. They're very rude. Getting some pretty bad patterns here, so I'm going to take it safe, grab those extra shields, and a laser upgrade, because marathon strats. But yeah, Clayton's exactly right. It's just like FFM. Basically, you exhaust the boss's like teleporting and cloaking cycles. So when you get back in, they're already all used up, and he just sits there. Makes it great for speedruns. So I don't think I mentioned them before, but those are Red Hulks. They're green, gray, and Red Hulks, just like in your Marvel comics. Red Hulks can be very, very dangerous. They fire homing missiles. They actually are kind of BS because they can shoot homing missiles when they're not even looking at you sometimes. And we could just call those butt missiles. I'll give you one guess why. So the other red lifters there are advanced lifters. They're very annoying. Instead of having 2 claws, they have 4 and do more damage. There's a big shocker. Secondary lifters, the ones that have like a blaster but also have like a lifter claw. The thing about them is they're not really like extraordinary in any way, except for the fact that they have the most aggressive UI in the game. They will chase you throughout like the entirety of some levels on harder difficulties. It's very hard to shake them sometimes. They wander a lot. They get very annoying. So more lava coming up here. So as you saw there, the spiderling blew up, or I'm sorry, the spider blew up into a whole bunch of spiderlings. RNG, very annoying. Not a whole lot you can do about it other than just pray that you don't get them. Another thing that is good to know is as you finish a level, you carry with you everything from the previous levels, with the exception of shields and energy and concussion missiles. There's always a lower bound of 100 shields, 100 energy, and 7 concussions. Other than that, you take everything with you. So it's never bad. It can only be good for you. You can only get more stuff. Great. So that guy was just happened to be hanging out in the key, so I had to kill him first. This is the first instance of reactor death warp. Die as we kill the reactor, so it instantly takes us to the next level with none of our gear. But it's okay, because we're about to get the most important and useful and strong primary weapon in the game in the next level. Having a little bad luck there. Lots of spiderlings. So skip a very long exit sequence. And now we are on level 10, and we get the best weapon in the game, fusion cannon. Unlike the other weapons in the game where it's just press and hold fire and you will fire infinitely, this one is a charge and release weapon. Oh, Vulcan, good luck. So you can charge it at the expense of shields if you charge too long. It starts off doing 30 damage per bolt, shooting 2 bolts, up to 240 damage total. Almost made that one. This level is a pretty hard level. I had a very hard time when I was first learning the speedrun. I was like lucky to get out of here with less than like 2 deaths. You know, nice shot all down that hallway. But now we obviously try to do it without dying. Just got to be a little bit more careful, grab some invulnerabilities, grab some cloaks, and hope we don't get spiderlings like that. There's also a possible reactor death warp here. Just makes the next level kind of difficult. It actually shows off the plasma cannon, which otherwise is unused in the speedrun. Kind of gets no love just because there's other better stuff. Probably not going to show that off. Going to try not to show that off just because it makes the next level a lot harder, just not having fusion, because fusion's way too strong. So now is when you really see flares come through and shine for you, because it's really difficult to have like a, good ILs or whatever and shoot things quickly with the fusion cannon, like keep your charge and whatnot, but still be able to open doors. So it's like 2 ways of firing without having to use, your missiles or something like that. So this is the mine layer level. They're very annoying, and as I said, the mines do a lot of damage. So fusion cannons the plasma cannon's right down there, but sorry guy, not getting any love today. It looks just like the green fusion shots that you'll see the medium drillers or plasma drillers use. I'll point them out later. So the mine layers have like this sort of pseudo camo. It's not really camouflage, they just look like the level's textures. Whether it's like this, brown rock area or whether it's the lava. Fire a flare there because I'm cloaked, and the Red Hulks think I just came in at where those secondary lifters were, because they only see your most recent shot. So if you fire a flare there back where you pick up the key, it thinks that's where you were most recently. Very nice quick kill on the Red Hulk right there. Just 1 fusion shot and 1 smart missile. Very useful. Otherwise, they take a little bit of a fully charged fusion or a little bit of a charged fusion plus 2 homings, like this guy. And so this area always makes me panic because you are flying over lava and there's all these mine layers, and it's just really, really easy to die. But you can actually kill that reactor in 1 shot if you have a fully charged reactor shot, but obviously if you're doing that, you can't clear the mine layers out from in front of you. So just to be safe, I take the slow strat there. Another thing that's good to mention is the reactor's health will increase throughout each level. They start with a base amount and then get an additional amount per level. So you can actually 1-shot kill reactors up to, I think it's something like 15. So this is a different kind of death here. We have a bunch of good weapons. We're actually dropping them off to save them for later, because the red key is kind of far away from where we want to be. So we go there, we drop off all of our good gear, and then go to everything with lesser gear, and then warp back to the beginning, pick up our gear at the end. So these are the plasma drillers I was talking about. They're green blobs that they shoot at you, are exactly like the plasma cannon that you have. They're also the exact same that comes out of the smart missiles that I've been firing. This is the first instance of the mega missile, which is just big boom. Lots of damage, big radius, very easy to kill yourself with, so we use it to death warp there. Just got to pick up all the gear. And then this is another 1-shot. You just have to charge really long. And then I didn't charge long enough, and we're out. This is, without a doubt, the hardest level in the game. Only recently have we routed in a reactor death warp here. There are lots of Red Hulks with homing missiles, so I take a cloak here so the homings don't lock on. Makes it a lot easier, but it's still pretty spooky level sometimes. That is, I think they're called like PTMC, like defense droids or something. They're not too terribly spooky. They'll drop you quad lasers. I missed. Oh well. So a little dodge there. Line them up. 2 for 1. Oh, I didn't charge long enough. The really nice thing about fusion is it penetrates all enemies, so you can fire through multiple things at once. And it's not like the amount of damage that it does like deteriorates through everything. No, like if you charge it to full, it'll do the straight 240 through everything. Another place here, there's a bunch of enemies in there that I don't want to deal with, so I fire a mega missile. See, usually let it deal with all the enemies in there by itself, but unfortunately, sometimes those drillers sort of wander out too far, and they get hit before the missile gets in deep enough to kill the Red Hulk. So he's alive sometimes when you get in there and just hit him with the fusion, you should be good. So pretty much just a lot of backtracking right here, back to get to the red key. Really just doing doors. I forgot that I didn't kill that guy. That's fine. Figure it out in a minute. So really you're just using Vulcan to get through doors as quickly as you can, because like I said, it's a hit scan weapon. You fire and it immediately hits whatever your target is. So trying to steer clear of lifters, just not to get caught up. Another reactor death warp here, which makes this next level very, very difficult at the end, because you're not coming in with any good weapons, and there's already a death warp routed into this level because the red key is very far away. Also didn't kill the drillers there, probably gonna have some trouble at the end, but it's okay, I'll manage. Just picking up spread again because it's our best friend. Another just good weapon. This is an area that's very confusing because all the sides look the same, but as long as you keep like the same movement going through, you shouldn't get tripped up. Just fire a missile at myself, it's fine. So that command bot right there always has a invulnerability for you, so just kill him and then you're safe through all this, because otherwise it's a really risky area. Obviously lava on the floor and 3 light drillers in there. And like I said, they have the Vulcan cannon just like you do, so it's a hand scan weapon. So when they see you, they shoot you. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't dodge their bolts, their missiles, or anything. They just hit you right away. No mercy. There's a RNG guy up here. Yeah, nice, good RNG. He's not there. There's a green Hulk that's just like sometimes in the way. You just kill him, no big deal. Easiest door check right there. Very simple. It's really good when you're first learning, just to like reverse your movement. What am I doing? All right. This is actually kind of spooky. 6 health is not great. That was almost really bad. There are shields down here that I desperately need. We're death warping here anyway, but wasn't sure if I'd make it to the red key to death warp. So this is the other really hard part about this route. Now we have to do this reactor with no gear. So I go into these caches there, get some extra missiles and shields. Normally I try to kill that driller there to try to get a Vulcan from him, but missed out on that. So we got lucky. We got a Cloaking Device, which will make the Red Hulks there not be able to lock onto us. That is a very spooky room. Alright, so pretty much the hardest stuff of the run is over. Still mostly not geared, but it's okay, there's not really anything hard going on right now. Also get spread back right away. Still longing for that fusion, but just get an invulnerability and pretty much you're on your way, nothing to worry about. Cloaked Hulk right there. They're really nothing to worry about. They're just kind of annoying. Hulks don't really move very fast. They're just kind of bullies. Right here. Usually take too long to set that up. Just want to do some damage on that guy coming in, so you can kill him later, because the reactor is actually behind that guy at the end. Just trying to clear some dudes out the way, because we have to backtrack through here. Still no Vulcan, so I'm just using spread to open doors. It's just as effective, basically, for the most part. Again, mostly just flying through doors for the minute, but right here, we are reunited with our long-lost love, the fusion cannon, and now we're good to go again. Grab the red key real quick. There's a cloaking device up there that you can grab in hard situations, but a pretty good amount of shield, so it's safe. He wandered really far, that's not great. Okay. So, yeah, there we go, 2,000, so we killed that Red Hulks. Now we charge for the reactor here. Try to bully these guys. And you can... Ooh, I don't think I got it. Yeah. I was not lined up correctly, but you can one-shot the reactor through all those Hulks without having to go in that room. It's a straight shot straight to the reactor there. This is the first level with laser platformers. These guys, they're just kind of boring, honestly. They just shoot a lot of lasers. They don't move very fast. They don't do a whole lot of damage. They're just kind of there. Nothing really to speak about. Another thing that I think I neglected to mention earlier, your regular standard lasers, obviously they got upgraded to quad lasers when you grab the quad lasers upgrade, but you also have 4 varying, not varying, but like a progression of 4 different levels of lasers. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are like orange, what's even, oh, purple, and then like white color, and then green are the top level. Green quad lasers, level 4 quad lasers, are actually the fastest DPS for primary weapons, so we use those on bosses if we can. We'll use that at the very end of the run on the boss on 27. Other than that, pretty much just use fusion and you're good to go. There's a nice quick kill here coming up on this reactor. I struggle with the setup sometimes because you want to hold a charge while you go down this hallway coming up, while you fire 2 homing missiles at that dude to clear him out of the way. Get in here, 1 missile, charge fusion shot, you're good to go. And we're out of there. So this level is kind of annoying because this is the first instance of Gopher bots. Those guys, they're just like mine layers, except they have a lot more health. And I don't know, they're just annoying, they're slow. Funny little fun fact about them is they will, in like the editor, the level editor, you can set, various enemies in various places, whatever. They have different like roles or whatever that you can set for them. If you set the Gopher bots to be anything other than mine layer, they'll have like this little blue lasers that they shoot out that you don't get to see otherwise because they're always mine laying bots in the regular game. Coming up here is the hard door check that I was talking about. Gotten it like twice ever. It's just a very far way to travel. You have to fly very straight. Almost got it. Very close. Bunch of cloaked guys there. They'll drop cloaking devices for you. Most enemies, I think all enemies actually, have like a set drop that they'll give you. And it's just a % chance whether you get it or not. Most enemies will drop shields, but there are some, like the plasma drillers will drop the plasma cannon, fusion hulks that you'll see in a minute, drop fusion cannon, red hulks will drop homing missiles, and pretty much just like whatever they use on you is what they end up dropping for you. You can do this level without getting the invulnerability, but just marathon strats being safe. Doesn't save too much time to skip it, and lets me be completely reckless coming up through this hallway here where there are very often lots of Gopher bots and lots of mines. So just a quick 2-shot, come in here, boom, boom, and we're out. So nice little swag shot on this guy, 1,000 points in the score, you see that, got him. I want to clear out these guys because otherwise they'll be in the way later because I come back through here. I'm going to set up another death warp here, doing a little gear drop off because we're going to come back through later. So die in that little area there just because it condenses all of our gear into one spot, makes it very easy to pick up. And then death warp coming up in a sec. In this room, it's kind of like you're wedged between 2 shields, so you really want to aim towards the middle there. Otherwise, you'll pick up the shields, and then sometimes you actually run out of missiles, and you have to wait for the enemies in there to kill you, and it just takes too long. That's actually a very marginal death warp to begin with, so any time lost on it is very unfortunate. I have a lot of trouble opening that door. Got aced by that missile. It's a shame. End of this level is kind of fun. there's a like huge ball of secondary lifters that will form. Like they all sort of chase after you as you enter the room. There's a whole bunch of them that are just spawned, sitting there like waiting for you. So you can take out all your rage on your advanced lifters at the end. Also a nice little setup right there. As soon as you like come in the room, they get your attention, or like, you get their attention, and then if you like shoot at the door for whatever reason, they like try to dodge you but end up oh yeah, there's the reactor ball, by the way, or the lifter ball. They like try to dodge you, but they end up like running into your fusion shot if you try to open the door with it, so they just like set themselves up for you. So this level is like it works like top down. It's kind of interesting. We end up, you start like right above where the reactor is, and you just work closer to it door by door, getting blue, yellow, red keys. This level really features, I'd say, like most of the enemies. None of them are like really prominently. It's pretty well rounded. You have red Hulks. You have green Hulks up here, and what do you call them? Medium drillers or plasma drillers. So lifters as well. This is like the maze area. It's meant to confuse you, but as long as you know the route, it's not that bad. Just go right, left, wiggle around here, and you go up to the red key, and then reverse it on the way back. Use your Vulcan cannon, try to open doors a little bit quicker, and then so now we got the red key. Go into the reactor. We can not get stuck on enemies. That door check's kind of hard. I got bumped a little bit, so it was tough for me to make it here. This next level is the first real instance of RNG. Kind of, so it can be really bad. So these guys are the key bots. They're just go for bot skinned enemies, but they're blue, yellow, and red, and they hold the various keys inside of them. This dude's giving me a real time. Getting a little low on shields. We should be fine though. So then this one is class 1 drone skin. He's probably the easiest of the three. The red keybot is the one that I always have trouble with. I fully anticipate losing like a minute anytime I like don't get him right away. See, he already ran away. Oh, there he was. Yeah, he was actually very nice, and he went towards the red room. So very considerate of him. There's also a, oh god, right my way. There's a reactor death warp on this level. I don't find it worth it. It does save time, it absolutely does, but I don't find it worth it just because I don't like doing the next couple levels without weapons, without fusion. Nice door. Just because fusion will go through like multiple enemies, as you see right there. It's very powerful. Like not having it is crippling sometimes. So I really just like to not do that, take the time loss, and especially for a marathon, have a safer run. So more mine layers in here. You see that one had like the sort of, you know, lava-esque skin or whatever, just because that's the area that he's in. If you were to do the death warp on the last level, there is a fusion cannon right there. That's where you get it back. It's really not that much of an issue. I'm just a baby, I guess. Grabbing another extra life there for safety. Marathon strats. I'm probably going to end with a lot of extra lives. Yeah, I'm at 5 now, so pretty safe. I always get turned around up here. Nice. Getting stuck on walls is really fun. Oh wow, I've never done that before. I opened both doors with one shot. It's interesting. It's kind of hard to explain. The ledges there, the way the polygons work, sometimes you get stuck on them. This is a little puzzle right here. You have to go in and out of doors to open up the door that shields the reactor there. It's based on position triggers. Another death warp setup right here. Want to take a lot of damage purposefully. That was a good death. That was really good. See, there's a shield right there. Oftentimes, when you're trying to set up your death warp, You run into it, get it on accident, and then it takes you longer. You waste more missiles, etc. Stinks. So that was a really good setup. This area is kind of spooky sometimes because there's a whole bunch of Red Hulks there that will fire homing missiles at you. Then, as always, we come back to our one true love, the fusion cannon. Grab a mega missile there for later. Really not that big of a deal, but it's just convenient, honestly. That's not what I wanted. The Death Warp in this level actually really isn't all that worth it. Chasing him. But I really like it just because you have to then go back down this whole spiral, which is annoying to me. So we use the Mega on those two guys, kill the one, charge shot kills the other. Go down here, grab our red key, and then Death Warp back to the beginning. And all of this only ends up saving like a handful of seconds, maybe 6 or something. Grab the invulnerability, grab all of our gear. Of course, this dude's in the way. Cloaked Drillers right there. I believe that's the first instance of them. They're just a little bit stronger than regular Drillers, so they're kind of annoying in that respect, where you have to charge up your shot a little bit, whereas like regular Drillers, you can just shoot once and it goes straight through them, kills them easy. They don't have very much health. This, I believe, is the first level that we will see Fusion Hulks, which are really annoying. They have the fusion cannon, so obviously they have the weapon that I've been telling you is so wonderful, and they will do a full 60 damage to you if they hit you with it, because the enemy weapons are identical to yours. You know, whatever you can do to them, they can do to you, and they are very scary. So we're just going to grab a little extra shields right here, just for safety. Getting kind of lucky on shield drops here, so we're actually a really safe amount, honestly. 200 shields. 200 shields is the max. As I was saying before, you can have like no less than 100 when you start on a level, but if you have anything over 100, you'll take that with you. Same goes for energy, and concussions are a minimum of 7, up to 20. Going in yellow here. It's actually kind of a long level. So we just passed the exit, actually, but we have to go back through here to get the yellow, and then actually through the bottom of that area that I was just in, where the red door is. Bad luck. No Cloaked Device. Of course, that guy drops it. I just like grabbing the Cloaked Device for here because you fly straight into a bunch of Red Hulks that fire homing missiles at you, so it's not a very good time. And there's some lifters in there, drillers in there as well. The ones with the Vulcan cannon, hit scan weapon, so it makes out for a pretty bad time if you don't have cloak and you're low on health. So coming in here to red, like I promised, you're going to see the Fusion Hulks. Going to do my best to obviously not get hit by them. They're the purple guys in the back over there. There we go. So this is a good place to show off right there. Those are doors that are triggered. I'm going the wrong way. Doors that are triggered by killing the reactor. They're like traps, basically, because they know that you have to go back through there in order to get to the reactor. So those doors sit and wait, concealing, in that case, Red Hulk and 2 light drillers until you come back. Kind of a cruel trick to play. Grab an invulnerability here just to make this a little bit safer. And picking up the yellow key. There's also a backup if you end up dying on that last level. There's a Fusion Hulk here that will give you the fusion cannon if you kill it. So a couple times before, I've died on that last reactor with the Fusion Hulks in there. And then the Red Hulk and the Drillers afterwards. It's quite precarious if you're low on health. So there's a nice backup there to get your gear back. Going to take a cloak here. I'm actually low on concussions. That's kind of unfortunate. So the homings will zone in on other enemies, so you kind of want to put them in the way of the reactor. So the reactor homes in on, say, those Red Hulks or whatever, but it obviously ends up running into the reactor first. Another thing that's weird about homings is they not seem to, but they do target the furthest away enemy for whatever reason. So if there's a line of like 3 of whatever guys, and they don't even have to be like lined up per se, but just like in your vision, it will target the furthest away one. So that's useful in a couple places, but it also can be kind of a misfortune if your aim isn't exactly on, or if things are just not lined up for what you wanted to end up shooting. So I didn't get that guy the first time around, apparently. These guys aren't really an issue, but sometimes they'll like wander out in the way if you take too long. So he's right there waiting. Probably, oh, we're bad. This is bad. Yep, I saw that coming. That's a tough area, especially when you're kind of low on shields. We have plenty of extra lives here, so it's not an issue. There's missile platformers in there. Basically, they just fire lots of concussion missiles at you. Only unfortunate part there is I won't recover all of my gear sometimes, just because you can drop a max of, I think it's like 8 homing missiles out of possible max 10, and maybe like 12 concussions out of a max 20. And then your big missiles, your homings and your megas and smarts, you only drop 3 out of a max 5. So I should still be okay, but it just gets tricky sometimes later on, and when you die unintentionally, when you're trying to stock up megas, especially for the end of the game. Also, since your gear gets scattered, it doesn't always go where you want it to. Interesting little death warp here, or death setup here. There's 2 guys. You end up killing the one with the fusion across from you, and you end up killing the other one with concussion splash damage that's behind you. Another missile platformer. They're really turning out to be the bane of my existence as I keep speedrunning this game. Not a whole lot else to say about them. I mean, they take a little bit of effort to kill, but they're really not bad. One annoying thing with this guy here is he'll drop homings for you. Yeah, it was actually enough damage though. So you can have it set so that your gear will automatically change to better weapons or whatever weapon order you have set as you pick it up. So if you have your concussion missiles selected, oh, I got sniped by Fusion Hulk too, by the way. I'm at 52 HP. That's fine. We should make it. But if you have, say, homing missiles higher priority than concussion missiles, and like I had my concussion selected there with the intent to use them, if I pick up a homing missile, it will change what gear I have selected to the homing missiles, and there's like a reload time, say, as you equip the new item when you cannot fire it. Same goes for your primary weapon. So that's why I'm saying that it's not always worth it to switch dang it, I missed the key. There we go. Not always worth it to switch to whatever other weapon as you're flying around trying to open doors. So stocking up on megas here for the last boss. He's got a lot of health, he's very annoying, and he fires mega missiles at you, so ideally we do the fights invulnerable. You don't want to get sniped here, because if I get hit by Fusion Hulk, I'm dead. Grab the invuln there, we're good. This is kind of an annoying reactor room. Just kind of get that guy out of the way. And we're good. On to the final level of the game. Start this level firing off a mega missile. It's always really spooky when you're just like walking around with mega as your selected secondary weapon, because obviously they do lots of damage. If you fire one on accident, it's going to be a bad time. We're allowed to use that one there just because there's another pickup that I just went over like very early on. So it's like a free one we get basically. Then this level focuses pretty heavily on the Fusion Hulk. There's a lot of them, and they're very annoying, very strong. I missed that shot. That's kind of unfortunate. It's okay though. Just had to use a few extra smarts, so I won't have them for the last boss, but that's okay. Don't really need them. It just makes the kill a little bit faster. That dude getting in the way is not great, because then I just got hit by a fusion Hulk. Should be able to live as long as I don't get something really unfortunate. Just because it's a marathon, I think I'm going to grab this one instead. There is an invulnerability in the boss room that you would normally grab, but I'm just going to do this because it's safer. Mega's not homing on to the boss, but that's fine. So just like the other guy, he's supposed to be teleporting around, going in and out of cloak, but since we manipulated him to have used all of his cycles, he just sits there. Time coming up as soon as I exit here, and time. So every level has a really cool escape sequence like that, but you skip them to save time. And then you go on to Descent 2 after this and Descent 3, but no one talks about Descent 3 because it's a bad game. So we go by in-game time. That's a 45:06. My PB is actually a 44:56, so I was 10 seconds off PB there. So
Nice
good
run.
stuff.
Nice run.
Nice run.
Nice.
So shout outs to Parallax Software, the people that put this together way back when, and shout outs to the Descent community, all very welcoming people, very great teachers. There's a lot of knowledge in the community about like what goes on, you know, what's useful, what's not useful. If you think this is an exciting speedrun, great, pick it up, it's a lot of fun. If it's not for you, because there's not a whole lot of glitches to it, maybe pick up Descent 2, because there's a lot of wacky stuff that goes on in that game. You can like clip through grates and stuff. You can shoot through walls. It's a weird game. Check it out if you want. Also, if you think, man, this is a cool game, but I'm really not in a single player, I have news for you. There's an awesome multiplayer community for this game. Descent 2 as well. It's a little bit different in terms of the way it works, but it's a lot of fun. There are a lot of really cool people. It's been going on forever. For a 20-something-year-old game, it is alive and well, and I highly suggest you check out the Discord and all that stuff. So thanks for watching.
Yeah.